La la la. Okay, I'm supposed to do things like please subscribe, please press the like button or thumbs up button. Please go away if you're going to complain more than I am. This is the channel that I'm allowed to complain on, but you're not. You can complain about everything, rather, but you can't complain about me. This is the channel where I block the complaining people that complain about me, and they get up so upset. They said I should stay there and stand and listen while they complain to me. You gotta love those people. You gotta love them. But this video is about BMA, or as I mistakenly said, and not trolling that time, NBA. Did I say NBA? The basketball league or something? Yeah, I have a little dyslexia on that. That was not a troll. That was not some secret message that I like doing. That wasn't a breadcrumb. That was, I heard it myself quite a few times in that video. I just said, you know what? They'll figure out I mean the BMA there, not MBA. Okay, so over here, a little lady says, I wish someone would tell me what a damn. Still hoping someone will tell me what BMA is. BMA is. Google isn't helping. So this shout out goes to Khaki K. Beam missing in action, plan says. The shout out goes to Khaki. I'm going to give you the article in a minute, but this basically, uh, it's a composite beam. It's a beam that's poured all in one shot. In this case, they show it with a post-tension bar in there where they're going to anchor it and tighten her up so to hold it together, the connection. So it's like this little slotted area. I don't know if I can improve on that slotted area. There's a slotted area. There's a bolt, a rod, big old washer here, and a rod here. That was not what we see in this particular location. We see it sort of compositely done with a just probably reinforcement tied into the column. And then they pour it all in one shot. So it looks sort of like this little lady right here. So it presents like this. La la. And la la. Lala was that little one of those things, right? Those little damn things that couldn't speak English. So there's a beam. Well. Stand corrected. There's a column and beams. I do use column and beams interaction the same. So it can be this way. At one point, it looks like this. I believe is how it presents. Let's see. So you would see this is a BMA here. Let's stretch this little lady all the way out. Let's add another BMA, part of intercepting support. And let's do one more. And this would be at the wall, let's say. Let's say, yeah, that's not fair. The wall, it probably looks more like this. A little bit more. Let's just, leave out some beams here, but let's do this. And then here's the lobby floor. So this would be the lobby floor right here. This would be the deck. At one point, they wanted a 1 foot elevation change. This was supposed to be 1 foot higher. This whole deck was supposed to be up 1 foot higher, well, it's supposed to look like this. Let me do that. It's supposed to look like this. The pool deck was supposed to look like this. And then the garage deck, and that would be red. The garage would have sort of overlaid it like this, at 1 foot different height over to right about, so let's say there. And this would be 1 foot. And so back to the BMA, these would be the BMAs, and this could be integral this way, so you can slide it up, and the steel could come. The steel that would anchor it could be like this. Now, back then they were really skimpy on the steel. A lot of money for steel back then. So as Tom pointed out to me, you got to remember there was Big interest rates back then for everything. So yeah, um, imagine that, how interest rates affected this building's build. And that looks exactly that, the steel. Interesting enough, I'm just going to take a little liberty here and probably give you separate like this. It probably has stirrup, just a little more different design, but I'm going to take a little liberty here and do this. So when the building collapsed, when this floor collapsed out here, this one here, when this little lady collapsed, it pulls down my beautiful building floor. So let's go ahead and text that now. So this would be pool deck. Now this is how it would have been. This is not how it is. Ooh, and we'll get to how it is. So this would be pool deck. Did that right? And this would be parking garage. I'll text parking garage, and I'll give it to you in a minute. Just bear with it. So it's gonna be in red. That's gonna look weird. Let's change that to, I don't know if it'll let me change it there. There we go. Parking garage level. And easier, I shouldn't have put that one there. That one doesn't belong. It's sort of double dipping in pit photographs. Let's get you up to speed on that now. Clicking over to here, drop this down. Get out of the way. All right, somebody's a fanboy trying to pretend like they're being nice to me with their comments. Oh, he was looking at the drawings, didn't have it in there. One of the other engineers there. Well, that's so what? You should evaluate all the data that present. This data is now present, which means you should evaluate the previous plans also and why they change, and that's when you should catch on. So here's the 1 foot elevation change right here. 1 foot. See, 1 foot and 1 foot. This is 10 foot 10. This is 11 foot 10. This parking garage area is here. 11 foot 10 inches. It is there, right there. That's the pool deck area. Let's go why. So that would look like this if we could look at it in a side profile a bit. Pool deck. If we can look at it from from the basement up, this would be the supports for the pool deck. That would be the garage. That's that 1 foot difference right here that you would see, and then over here would be actually it's 1 foot 6, so it'd be like 6 inches more. So let's just shift that up because I think that's 1.6. Over here, ooh, 2.6. Yeah, let's see. Wait a minute. So there's 2.6, and over here now it's 1 foot 6. You see the difference? Because the deck came up, and this was part of the deck. So let's do back to that one again. Wait a minute. Yeah. 2.6 and 2.6 there. See, 2 foot 6 here, 2 foot 6 here. And when I go to the next drawing, 1.6, 1.6. And that 1 foot difference is made up right here. Here's 11.10, 11.10. Previously, it was 10.10. And so there you gain 1 foot closer to the floor elevation. So this is 1 foot 6 here. And this is 1 foot, but it's not. There's a 1 foot 6 gain here, but they put the garage, this thing, down here in the pool deck area. So now the pool deck, so they put the pool deck in the garage area because they brought this up to the height of the pool deck, garage area. So even though you see me drop it down, it's now at the height of, okay, that's how it's now at the height of 11.10. 11.10 right here, and 11.10 here. So nothing changed there. Only thing changed is the pool deck area went up in height, which also made this stay the same. The lobby area stayed the same. Let's address these are structural plans, dated 8/22/79. The same date, which is very different, very interesting. It makes you wonder if there's, and it says the same building. It says Champlain Tower South, 8/22/79. Now watch this. Champlain Tower South. Hey, this is the one they're showing us for this building. So are they duping us? I don't think so. This looks like the layout. So they were being built at the same time. I can't imagine the architect, doing too much too many changes, right? one building to the next. It would be pretty expensive. So here's the BMA that you guys asked about right there, BMA. Now, I do call this a BMA over here because of the way it's detailed out. But it's only referenced here to here, and now all of a sudden it just vanishes. And in the same date, okay, so you got to see the date. So there's 8/22/79, page 14. Page 14. Page, what is that page? Can't really tell, can we? Same, dated the same, 8/22/79, 8/22/79, 8/22/79, 8/22/79. So what's changed is here, revised 117/80. This is where you don't see the BMA. The same plans are submitted. Now you see no revision on it. So this will be your updated. This will be your previous plan, and the updated plans remove and change elevations. This changes what you're learning about is tributary areas. This is that BMA. This intercepts this beam here, allows it to rest on it while it also rests in the wall. It also has rebar that turns into it. It's an entire beam. Come on. It's a beam that would allow the pool deck and the, so let's show you what that would look like. Let's show you what that would look like. Let's do this. So we're going to grab this. Here's your BMA. And then we're going to grab this guy. And we're going to elevate it. It's beam, BMA. We're going to elevate it there. And then pool deck, we're going to drop down to here. This was the original tent. There was a 1 foot elevation change. So pool deck, your text message looks like this. Pool deck. Yeah, great. Great. So pool deck. Parking garage. Great. So this would have been anchored in here on top of this. Now let's see how it would have been secured. So this would have rested, this beam at one point coming across this way would have been, another beam would have rested, it would have gone across and it would have been a transfer beam. This beam would have loaded on top of there, transferring a load from here to these two columns. This would have been an integral BMA beam set up here. This one would then have, you see this rebar? 5 number 12s here and 5 number 12s here. So this would get rebar in it. And I'm not going to care too much about how they, right. So I'm not going to care too much about the placement of the steel at this point. Ooh, yeah. Okay, that's not working out. So I'll just give you a, I'm going to give you 2 pieces. I'll give you high and low here. High and low, a little bit of high, and I'll do here. Definitely give you some high here. And give you a little low there too. So this would have been how it interlocked at this transition, this 1 foot transition. Here, pool deck, you stepped up because you're going from a low elevation to a high one. So it's stepping up. Oops, wait a minute. Yep. You step up to there. So that's your 1110. This is your, that's your 1010. That's your 1110. So now you're getting the visual, I hope, of the BMA. This BMA has really got me really interesting because they really suck for lateral loading. I've did a lot of research on them, And this BMA back in 1979, per NIST testing, etc., it bites. It's not elastic. It doesn't come back. It doesn't like being shifted. So it's in a non-earthquake zone where it's best. This design. You can post tension them and things like that to allow them to have a little elastic where they go back to where they came from, basically. But only a little bit cycling. They cycled. Another report showed that they cycled it only 2 inches, and the damn thing looked like it was toast. So when people hear the earthquake, when it moves up and down, that thing's we can theorize that the cycle was greater than 2 inches. Interesting enough, we had the lady in 611, I believe it is. Tom told me about. She said she could put 2 fingers in a wall. Well, that's about where the failure point of this system is. So she made it out just in time. Her data is priceless, actually, at that elevation, at her room level elevation. If we only knew the wall, it would be very critical to know which wall she saw the gap in. You guys could find me that. We could do an awesome video that would tie in. That would tie in a lot of data. All right. So they removed the BMA here, but worse than that, they removed this elevation change, which is also a BMA. It's not called out as a BMA, but it's a BMA because it's a 1 foot elevation change. You can't get there from here. It's not a pitch, not a slope. This is a 1 foot quick turn, rearrange. Ties don't count on Baccarat, right? Is that what it is? So anyway, so it's a quick change there. This change is all they need to do to protect the town of Surfside, and say, oh, who approved it? Throw that person on the bus. Did Surfside approve it? Maybe then the Surfside's going to have some liability. But to remove them on 11780, change of column type. Interesting, it says change of column type. Now, I thought column type was, when I looked at this one, when I tracked it down, it came to not that, but another location. But clearly, the change is here on a BMA. So, and BMA is not, I don't know if you would call it column. And it says change of column type. And if I remember right, they changed the base, right? It's over here somewhere. Let's see. See if I can find it here for you real quick. I think it was a 1 over here. All right, so there's your BMA, your type A. So that type A is their design. This is interesting. That's at this is that level location where you can embed it almost. You see, it's got a little bit of headroom showing, and this shows under the area here. When you go through the parking garage structure and you look up, you're looking at this design here. This one would be okay. So this one would be the one that changes to going into the 1 foot elevation change, or the 1 foot 6 elevation change, which we know is 2.6 initially, and that dropped that to 1.6. So in the slab thickness is 9.5 inches. This says varies. Very, very interesting. This is typical stuff. Basically typical. It's like they're giving free range, a big old huge free range to the builder to make this happen. These are the structural plans. You guys talk about shop drawings. It's 1980. I'm not sure how far they went down with the shop drawings things. Could you build it? Build it. Yeah, I can do it. I think I can figure it out. And they would do shop drawings. But all right, so this is how it looks. So you guys asked about the BMA. Here's your. Hold on. Looking at my tabs. So let's go here. Let's move this out of the way. So if you guys want to look up something kind of cool, you look up. You can Google moment resistant concrete connectors. Moment resistant. So they lock it in or they don't lock it in, and that depends on earthquake or not. You can see the different ways you can get there from here. The interactions, the concrete, all these beautiful little ways to get there. It's a rabbit hole. Do I recommend it? Probably not. Look, this one's called a T section. Right? Look at the shape of it. T section. Um, a lot of this stuff can lock in. Look at that. I'm not a fan of steel and concrete. You know that I told you it's a real world marriage. They're just doomed to fail. The real world marriages. This is the a good article from these people here. They talk about they actually show the 2-inch variations. Um, yeah, it's a doomed marriage. Concrete and steel it sucks. It sucks. The infrastructure, it's designed. It's a recyclable infrastructure when they keep mixing the steel and concrete together. When they keep having them come in contact. Now, of all things, I'm sort of a post-tension non-fanboy and then a fanboy. But if you can protect that post-tensioning with the sheathing that they're doing, because post-tensioning is also I want to say a brittle failure. It just happens out of nowhere, and it's just done. It's like it doesn't know difference between just slacking off a little bit or just breaking out. It's like it just loves just to break out. It's an interesting character. So I'm a fan of it. It's in history. It's swing bridges and all that stuff like that. They're tension bridges, right? They're cables. It's a different setup. When you marry these two together like that, though, this husband deal and the wife deal, they fight each other. She starts getting all types of oh boy, I came with a good one. I got to tell you that, but I can't use it because it's also not that pleasant. But the assaults from the woman here can start affecting the man here pretty damn easy. And then they just lose connection. They just like they get all shitty with each other. Now next thing you know, they don't want to be in love anymore. And when they're not in love, the whole marriage just fails. You need them in love, and they're in love initially, and then the honeymoon just starts. As soon as water comes in, metal starts seeing water. It says, "Oh yeah, baby," and then next thing you know, it gets all rush jacking happens. The concrete, the woman starts seeing the water, and she says, "Oh my gosh!" She starts letting salts come out. Salts are coming out of her, because salts come out of the concrete because of the water. So the water is the nasty part of the relationship. So what do? They paint all the bridges made of concrete so they don't have this issue. They paint all new buildings bare concrete so they don't have this issues. Yep, I do say stuff straight face. That is a lie. That is a lie. They don't. They just allow it to happen naturally. So that's designed to fail. You're not protecting concrete against the one thing that it will break it down. That would be the water. They tell you using concrete to protect it. Well, the concrete is the one that loves water too, and she'll start making salts when water gets on her. So how are you using concrete to protect concrete? That's ridiculous. The marriage, the steel. So here's literally your BMA. This is from your NIST study. Let's see if I can drop this down a bit for you. You drop it down a little bit more. Apparently I cannot. There we go. Right here. So you can freeze the screen, pause it, and you can grab this NIST study here. You go to page 31, and yeah. Okay, just looking at a message. You go to page 31, and you find what a BMA looks like. This is not the BMA we're dealing with. It's a general conception of a BMA. That's got the ledger on it and all up. But at least you'll find it because I know you can't find it in Google. It's an old, it's an old term. They're not really down with it now. Using the term. See, look, this is with post-tension bars, BMA. So, a specimen, BMA. Now, this article, let's see when we get data up. How do I do that? I know somebody told me I can press enter, but I've not used the. Oh, I just bit that, didn't I? Normally I press enter and it goes nowhere. Let me try something here. I just get. Oh, that's much better. I pressed enter. I thought I pressed enter many times. Oh well. Thank you. Another person taught me something. I guess I wasn't pressing enter. Let me just try something here. 33. Yeah, I just do that. That's all I've been doing. 30. Oh, it's working much better. So this is a NIST report. You can look it up. 4433. Performance: 1/3 scale model precast concrete beam column connection subject to cycle inelastic. Inelastic. You Google what inelastic means. I can't give it. This is 1990 study. This is 10 years later after the structure was built. So you can see that they had some issues with it and they wanted to talk about it. And they did their yakking. And so they know about this structure's BMAs. NIST is not unwise to this. They have a history of it. Now, the new generation of NIST engineers may not know about this study, but NIST in general has studies on BMAs. Okay, so watch this. NIST reports. So reports and publications, NIST. And you can come over to the NIST Technology Partnerships Office. You type in BMA and you do a search. BMA glossary. It's also a medical term. Brush your teeth. It's also a medical term they use. Block methods and solvent responsible block polymers. You see how many, you're not going to find it that easy. So you're going to have to be a little creative and keep searching. If you come over to NIST's website and try to find okay, I won't keep you. Strengthening of reinforced concrete beams of carbon fiber. Oh, that's a good article. That's another time for you guys. Now back to this right here before wrapping it up with this again. You want to know what a BMA is? Now you've got it. Or as I made a mistake, MBA. I did not troll you on that one. There was no secret message in that one. No breadcrumb. It was just not even me trying to make you remember something by mispronouncing it, such as Papa Smurf. That's so you remember who he is. It's not that's how you remember who he is, not trying to call him Papa Smurf. It's now you know who he is. But then things pop up about Papa Smurf when I say it. It'll pop up, whatever the data you have. BMA now, I need you to pop up the real data on and what it really looks like and what it is and what's significance of it. Now, if MBA does it for you, that it helps you remember it, then that was awesome that you remember it now because you remember that mistake. That was a real mistake, like I said. Here's a 1'6" elevation in the 1110 to 1110. See it? Same elevation. 1'6". Oops. 1110, 1010 to 1110. 1'6". Wait a minute. How can that be the same? Right? Well, because this didn't change. Again, this side was 11'10". Jamie, I'm talking to you now. This side didn't change. Tom, this side didn't change. Tadashi and everyone else, this side did not change over to here. It changed from that point out. This point out. This is your oh shit zone. From here, all the changes happened. The tributary areas changed. We go from 14 bars and 11 bars and the change plans to 14 bars and 11 bars and the old plans. Nothing changed. It was 14 and 11, 16 and 5. 14, 11, 16 and 5, 16 and 5, 14 and 4, and 11 and 14. 11 and 14. Now, this one I think changed, right? Wasn't it the one I said changed yesterday? 12? There's 12, 14s running across there, and there's 14. They added 2 bars. These bars stay the same. There's a 4 half-inch rebar, 10-inch OC, 10-inch on center. The change plants. Before they were 10-inch on center, the old plants, but they ran over to, well, where did they go over to? Did they make it to this? How far did they go over? How did they? Where did they go over? Wait a minute. They go right there. 11 number fours. They go here. Again, this is a weird thing because it's assumed that the 11 fours are divided from the face of here to the face of here, or center line of here and center line of here. 1979. Um, Thinking you divide that area up and you get the spacing not overlapping. That these two can't overlap each other because they have different spacing. Wait a minute. Nope, that's the same spacing. It's the same line here, and that would be about thereabouts the same line. Wait a minute. 10-inch on center. Right. So it would be different spacing because you have to divide it, the 11 bars, across this distance inside this tributary area. Now, what was the loading there? It was just people loading. Just people loading. Ouch. Oh, darn it. I dehydrated myself again. I just feel a cramp coming on. I didn't drink enough today. We're working. I was playing with some concrete. Great. I got to do it for 2 more days, too. Be careful what you... I love concrete, but I've been meaning to try out this vibrator, and you know how it is, guys. You got yourself a nice new vibrator. Anyway, I haven't yet to try it out. Could have tried it out late when the super plasticizer went south, when it finally stopped. That's a longer conversation, another topic for concrete guys. 1110 to 1010. So there we go. I hope this video is helpful, and you understand that them removing, let's see if I can save this image. Yep. So them removing this BMA and making the deck the same level changed the way that the parking garage would be interacting with the pool deck. So on this side, there's 14 number 4s, and over here there's 21 number 4s. That's previous. It was going to tie into here, though. It was only going to span to here. So your tributary area was there. I'm sorry, this was the critical share area, and the tributary area would have been here, because this is where it would be connecting. But they changed it now to delete this, and now 21 4s, right? It's still 21 4s coming across. So here's our area here, 21 4s. And so we have the 21 4s just coming across, meaning the 14 4s. I don't know how it really set up, how it really made it, but there they are. 21 4s where the beam was is now, it's just the same thing, just continuing over, meeting up with these 14 4s. Our failure zone is right about here, or is it really here, the butterfly? Is it really here, Jamie? Is it back here, and right about here? Let's see. Or did it start right about here? So question, did it start here, Jamie? And everybody else? Did it start right here? Or did it start right here? The answer is back to the word punk. This time I'm using your words, P-U-N-K, guys. Punk shear. Not my version of it. I give up. I'm using your version of it. P-U-N-K. It's punk shear. Oh, I can't spell on this. I can't do it. It's puncture. I can't stick with it that long. All right. So we see it rip off here. These guys that come out, they rip out. They come out clean, the 1512s. So you now need to start adding that, Jamie, and everyone else. Start thinking about that. And remember, rebar went over here, and it was down on the ground, and we can look at it rip down. Oops. Yeah, right here. We see the column to the right at that point. We can see it rip down. It's that butterfly zone right here. Well, the weakest part of that butterfly zone is the biggest area right here is here. Even the columns get a little funky, spaced apart. And then we got to consider the loading. Loading our vehicles. The loading of the vehicles right here. Now the drape. So remember the drape. If you get the drape happening over here and it rips down, it would have to shear this away, and then this would be left standing. But this would have to rip down on it because the steel's in the underside of it. And then you would see the pot planters and everything else scattered everywhere. But they're not scattered everywhere. They took an elevator ride down too. So I like to help you with, we're tying a little psychology with this one. A little psychology with this one. What the brain will perceive while it's observing. Okay, so pencil. So we'll do this. We'll add, oh great, this one. So we'll add our known areas. Oh, but look what I'm doing here, Jamie. Pay attention. Uh-huh. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, that stayed. That little piece there appears to present as staying. Cars, elevated ride down. So elevator ride down. Doot, doot, doot. Elevator ride down. Then we have this section here that is in place. Is in place, but broken. But the we would need to see not one, but two failures. Think about this. If this building collapsed here and engulfed this area here, right, as this collapsed, it could have pushed down on the area here. Okay. If that's the case, we would be looking for another secondary break here. That means when this punched down this side, it met a shear plane. Okay. Did it? I don't think so at this time, because this appears to be pulled down here, and that would have to, we would see a different type of break. Okay, so we have this break back here. We have another little bend here. We have a bend here in the materials, and then we have our puncture around. Let's see those columns. Get over there. Yeah, whatever. Now it's starting to be a face. Oh, so let's put that back over there. Let's put that back over there. So we have the butterfly, right? The butterfly effect. When we see the fireman, we can look down there, and we basically see that he can walk right through the gate. The gate is able to swing open. The gate is able to swing open. So the gate was part of the ride down. The gate is actually now part of these two columns. These two columns. We see two of them go right, and we see one go left, a little right and left, and we see the planters on them. But right here is where the gate is, roughly, where the gate to the pool deck area is. So what happens? Our butterfly, our pool deck there. So we got a flat area there. We have the butterfly going all the way down right about to there, thereabouts. Oops. Let's do that. And then the profile changes a bit, where the deck, where the column, the deck seems to be a little bit elevated, and then it's sitting on cars and things like that. So that puncturing happened, but it seems a little elevated, possibly for cars underneath of it. But apparently no cars were right there in the middle there. Well, that's the driveway area. And this was the driveway area down to here, all the way through driveway area. So we don't have this guy punch sheared all the way through. I believe it's these two are kind of iffy on their presentation. This is bent over. This is very proud of its presentation. So's, let's get rid of that. So is this one. This one's sitting underneath the deck, so that would move that over. So this one is there. These two, the firemen up here playing jackhammer times right about here. This one appears to have a little more presentation, though, wasn't it this one? I'm going to end the video because I don't recall which one had more presentation. Let's see if I can do this. Oh, no, I can't do it. All right, so I'm going to end the video because it's getting a little long, but just to get you in here, get you some more data, and I hope that helps with the BMA. And again, that was not one of my tricks saying it's a MBA. That's just me just dropping the ball on what I do sometimes. What I do, drop the balls. I don't hold those balls all the time. Sometimes I drop them. No, that's a screenshot. So that one's the proud one, right around there. There's the pool deck. The car there. That's where it pulled down. But in this image is some interesting data. This actually pulled apart here. There's some breaking apart, holding, ripping apart, some fracturing. The steel really doing a great job of holding on. There's that planter box. There's where the fireman can walk through right here. And there's my butterfly, down and up. And they can walk through. That was the driveway here. Here's the partial punch right here. Well, punch here through it. And the other one over there is leaning. This one presents like it's leaning. This one's over here like that. It presents like it's leaning. And we'll get to it. And that one, see, it's not as deep as that one. This one seems like, so this matters, how much penetration you get matters. You want to know how deep that thing is, right? You want to get in there. This one's deeper, got more penetration through the deck. And hopefully there's no cars so you can figure that out. This one might have a car. This might have some blocker in there, right? Some blocker in there, and then it only gets a little bit of penetration through the deck. That stuff matters. This might have created more penetration because they had more weight behind it. Some more gumption behind it. So that it matters. It does matter. Where the heck is the I like the Twilight Zone. Look, I like this movie here. Where there's a few days left. It was hot. This one's kind of one of my profound ones. I keep the Midnight Sun. I keep the screenshot open because I like the. It was interesting. That one I seem like I come back to that one, watch it a few times. Maybe this is my crush girl in my subconscious, but I like it's an interesting. The Midnight Sun. You guys should watch it if you get time. If you can find it. The original Twilight Zone series. This one just pops up a few times. That one and Burgess Meredith, he was so happy to be alone, and then he broke his glasses after getting all those books, and without glasses now he can't read. And the one thing he wants to do, cramp coming up. All right, take care. Love you all, haters. You can do what you do, which is leave me alone. Go play somewhere else. I just block you. You get one comment. I don't even read it fully. As soon as I see you going south, it just gets deleted. So you just got off on yourself. All right. Bye. Oh, please comment. It helps with the algorithm. George and Bruce, I always love your comments about George and Bruce. I share that stuff too. I'm like, hey, look, comments about George. Comments about Bruce. Look, they even going to protect George. George and Bruce got 2 dog protectors now. All right, bye.